Hi, Kevin Coupe here, and this is FaceTime with the Content Guy. So I started the week by being a little bit critical of Wegmans. I'm going to end the week by being a little critical of Apple. What is it they say? Sacred cows make the best hamburger. So we have a little controversy going on in the Coupe household. Mrs. Content Guy has this great iMac desktop computer that I gave her 5.5 years ago for what was then a big birthday. I can't tell you which one or I'd be shot. But I gave her this computer 5.5 years ago. She loves it. It's great. It's big. It does everything she can possibly need it to do. Terrific computer. She loves it. But the other day, she got this sort of notification saying that, a Mac is changing. They're moving from what they call Mobile Me to iCloud technology, and therefore she needs to make the transition on her computer. So she goes to do that, and then she gets another notification saying, oh, you can't do that because you don't have the most up-to-date operating system installed. So she goes to install the most up-to-date operating system, and she gets a notification saying, oh, you can't do that. Your computer's too old. Basically, it doesn't have the right chips or memory or whatever it happens to be able to handle the new operating system. So she can't change the new operating system, which means she can't go to iCloud, and Mobile Me is being phased out at the end of June. She is, to say the least, perturbed. So who does she call? No. She doesn't call Apple. She calls me, thinking that I'm going to know what to do. I call Apple. So what I do is I write down all the specs. I go to the Apple store, and in fact, this is the case. Her computer's 5.5 years old, and it has reached the point of obsolescence. And the guy at the Apple store was pretty nice about it. He said, listen, I know this is a pain, but what happens is technology moves on, and at a certain point, if you're going to make the technological leaps you need to make, you're going to put yourself in a position where older computers simply are not going to be able to handle it. And it's not like we want to be hemmed in and not being able to move forward with new technology, which I completely accept. It's really interesting. He said, one of the things he said is, we know these computers have a long lifespan, but we really sort of expect everybody's going to trade in their computer every 3 to 4 years. Yeah, you got 5.5 years out of it. You might get 10 years out of it, but technology moves forward. We're sorry. You're going to have to get a new computer at some point in the next couple of months, or you're simply not going to be able to use this sort of cloud technology that allows you to sync your computer and your iPhone and your iPad, all that kind of stuff, which I sort of get. Now, Mrs. Content Guy is not happy about this. And her attitude is, well, with some justification, is they should have run both systems simultaneously. They should have allowed iCloud to happen for those of us who could use it, but left Mobile Me intact, for those who had older computers. And I guess that makes a kind of sense from a consumer point of view. I'm not sure what the technological issues are involved there. But it's certainly not, it's possible, who knows. Actually, I have a bigger problem in this case with sort of the way Apple has handled it, because I do think they've sort of been heavy-handed about it in the sense that they really haven't done anything about it at all. I mean, you sort of get these notifications, but there's no, hey, listen, we know this is a problem. If you'd like to turn your computer in, we'll help you out. Maybe we'll give you a rebate towards a new computer, yada, yada, yada. There's a lot of things they could have done for people with older computers to sort of make the whole thing seem a lot more, if not seamless. It could have been a nicer way to handle it. And Apple, I don't think, has done a good job of this. And I don't think this is an issue of Steve Jobs not being around anymore. Steve Jobs might have not cared about it either. It's hard to say. But there's a couple of just interesting questions it raises. First of all, it does raise the interesting question about technology, right? At what point do you just sort of allow technology to get to move so far ahead that it doesn't actually support older technology, older computers and things like that? I mean, where do you draw that balance? And the second question is, how do you deal with customers? I think they could have done a better job. Customers you want to keep locked into your system, which is certainly what Apple wants to do. I think it's important to kind of nurture them through these kinds of changes and make it feel, if not painless, when new technologies take over and you have to make these kinds of investments. And computers are, let's face it, an investment. I think it's important to do it in a way that's going to ease the pain a little bit and make people feel good about it. Anyway, that's what's on my mind this Thursday morning. And as always, I want to hear what's on your mind.